Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well, and welcome back to another thrifty video. Today I'm taking a look back at a previous video. I've had a lot of requests to do things like this, and I've done them quite a few times in the past, but I thought I would take a look back at a past thrift haul video. I'm going to go over every single piece that I bought to resell in that video, and then I'm going to tell you what pieces have sold and how much they've sold for if they have. So we're gonna take a look at you will literally never believe what I found in the bins video that I posted 3 months ago while I'm filming this. And I found so many amazing pieces in the Goodwill outlet. If you're not familiar with the Goodwill outlet or the bins, that is where things go after Goodwill has either not sold them or they have excess donations. There's a lot of reasons things end up there. But it's a cheaper way to get inventory. You dig through bins and then you pay for what you find by the weight of the items instead of per item. So at my Goodwill outlet, you dig through bins and then you go through with your cart and they weigh it and you pay $1.79 per pound for what you find. So in this video, I spent $62 for 40 items, and we're gonna go over those 40 items here and now. So this video was posted in April of 2024, and I'm filming this video in July of 2024. So we've had about 3 months for these pieces to sell. And this is actually a really good practice for me too, because some of the items on here I haven't listed yet, and I don't know why. So we'll get into that too in a second, but let's start in order of how they appeared in the video. And that would be the first piece here is a Coach baby bag, a Coach diaper bag. But this Coach diaper bag sold on my Poshmark for $115. So right off the bat, our very first item paid for our entire haul, which is amazing. I sold it for $115 and we made $92 from this piece. It only took maybe a week or two to sell. It was a very fast sale, I felt like. So for this Coach diaper bag I found in the bins, it was black leather. It was beautiful. It was in great condition. It also had the shoulder strap that you could attach or detach from it. So that was an amazing find and really the basis for this bins video. I had been doing a ton of bins videos at this point, and so some of those times I would go to the bins, I would take out some of the best items and I kind of accumulated them to show you guys this amazing haul of all of these amazing things I'd found in the bin. So that was just the first item. It sold for $115, $92 of profit. So with our $62 cost of goods for all of the items, we're already sitting pretty at a $30 net profit at this point. The second item in that video was this pair of new Attack Spanx jeans. And this is one of those pieces that have not sold yet. So we're at half and half. 20 pieces have sold, 20 pieces have not sold. This is one of those that hasn't sold yet. I realized I listed these at $85, so that might be a little bit too high. But I want to go through now, and I kind of think I might even just lower the prices on all these pieces. I want to get things selling quickly, but taking a few months to sell is pretty normal for me for my items, and I know that's not everybody's kind of way that they do their business, but that's just how I do mine. The second item hasn't sold, but the third item has. The third item is this pair of new Attack Sterling River boots. I remember being so excited when I found the second one of these. My friend at the bins actually found it for me. I had shown him that I was looking for this pair of boots. I had the single shoe with the tag attached to it, so I was really hoping to find that second one, and I did. And these sold for $70 on my Poshmark. The crazy thing is I also sold those on the same day for $80 somewhere else, and I had to cancel that sale because it was so fast that I couldn't bring down the other one before it sold. So once it sold twice, but the first one that came through was the $70 one, and we made $56 from that sale. That was a cool pair of boots, a cool pair of like calf hair and leather kind of shorter cowboy boots. They were really nice. Also, if you guys hear anything weird in my voice, I'm losing my voice and I'm just starting to get it back. So hopefully it doesn't sound too crazy, but if you hear anything, it's because of my throat. Next up, another sale is number 4. The fourth thing in the video was a pair of hunter boots. They're a black pair of shiny, basically new hunter boots in a women's size 8. I sold those for $49, so I made $39.20 after Poshmark took its fees. And the majority of these sales are coming from Poshmark, but I also have a few from eBay, and then I think 1 or 2 from Mercari. So we do have quite a few different things going on here. The fifth item in this is a pair of Tory Burch black, I think Riva flats. They're a beautiful pair of black Tory Burch shoes, and for the life of me, I don't think they're listed anywhere. I didn't see them sold anywhere. So apparently those have gotten lost in the machine that is me listing things. So apparently I'm sitting on a pair of Tory Burch shoes that I've taken pictures of and have not actually sold or put up to sell. So that is one of the good things that comes from me doing these kind of little audits on each of my videos, is that I learn things like that. Like, why do I not have those pair of Tory Burch shoes up? Very interesting. So, okay, I got to deal with that. But then number 6, the Dale of Norway sweater I found in the bins. So excited about this. My first time ever finding this brand, and it happened to be in the Goodwill outlet, which is ideal. So I paid $1 for the sweater. I paid $1 for every single item. Each pair of shoes I paid $2 for. So I paid $1 for this, and it sold for $70 on eBay, and I made $59.48. So $58 of net profit after my fees and also after my cost of goods, which I think is really good. Number 7 is this Theory zip-up sweater, and it's a really nice men's piece. It's not sold yet, and you're going to see a common trend here. So apart from the Tory Burch shoes that apparently I just somehow have not listed, almost every single item on this list that has not sold is a winter item. So it's either a sweater or it's a coat. I have so many coats coming up here soon that just haven't sold, and it's kind of giving me a good insight into, even though I want to pick those pieces up all year round, maybe I should wait a little bit, and maybe I should list them just as we head into the fall and winter months. Because from seeing this, yes, the Dale of Norway sweater sold, but basically every single other winter piece did not yet. So that's really interesting insight, like the Theory zip-up sweater. It's really nice, has not sold yet. Then the next piece in the video was an Eileen Fisher pair of Boost leather platform sandals. I was really excited to find these. Somebody threw these back, I believe. These sold for $60 on Poshmark, and so we made $48 from them. And this is really giving you a good look into how I am running my business, but also into how I want to continue to run my business, and that I love getting things for cheap and selling them for more money. Like, I'm not one of those girls that's going over to a lot of the buy sell trade stores and paying up for pieces. Getting things in the bins is amazing, and I'm really looking even at normal Goodwills for really high quality items. So these Eileen Fisher sandals sold for $60. We made $48. I had $2 into them, so $46 of net profit. Then the Fry harness boots. Let's take a guess. Do you think they sold? They did. These sold within like a day or two, I feel like. Maybe I listed them too low, but they sold for $85, and we made $68 from them. They had some wear and tear to them, so I thought that that was a great price. So from $85, we made $68, $2 into them, $66 net profit. And then here we go. We're going into some of the winter items. The number 10 item was the Sweaty Betty, this blue parka coat, which was an amazing find. I have a lot of likes on it, but it hasn't sold yet. So that's another piece that is very winter coated for sure. Hasn't sold. Next piece also hasn't sold. It's a Free People Ashby blazer. Adorable piece. I love it so much. Again, I think heading into fall is when we're really going to sell that piece. Then this has nothing to do with the season or anything. I think these are a very unique pair of shoes, and they're more like designer couture, and it's going to take the right buyer at the right time. But they're a pair of Donald J. Pliner calf hair, kind of like intricate, kind of lovely little brown leather calf hair shoes. They're very hard to describe, but they're this amazing little pointed toe, really intricate pair of amazing designer shoes. They're so beautiful. I have those listed high too. Those haven't sold yet, but I do have a feeling that they will sell. So again, maybe I should lower the price, but a lot of these pieces I know are worth good money. It's just I have to find the right buyer, and I have to wait for them to come and buy it, which is not ideal, but could be a lot worse for sure. Next up, we do have a sale. It is the other Coach bag that I showed in this video. So I had 2 Coach bags. Those were also on the thumbnail, and they were really nice, amazing bags that retailed for, hundreds of dollars. This one I sold for $110. So I sold one for $115 and one for $110. This willow tote I sold on eBay, and we made $80.39 after eBay took its fees. Again, $1 into it, $79 of net profit, which is awesome. And then I believe this is the only bag that has not sold yet. It's this Patricia Nash, the Bronte Fringe bucket bag. A gorgeous bag. Really hard to take photos of, but a beautiful green fringe purse. Again, I feel like that one a suede, I feel like sometimes reads more like fall and winter, so that could also just be a good winter bag too. So I'm going to be relisting these pieces as we head into fall and winter. I'm looking ahead at that. Probably next month in August, I'm going to do a huge relist of all of my coats and just wintry items, so that's when that's going to come into play too. Next up, I think this is the thing that sold the quickest from the entire haul, and also the thing that I picked up probably with the least amount of confidence that it would sell, and it was this pair of rain boots. They're the Le Chamois boots. They're the Vierzon. Style, apparently these boots are so popular. There are many pictures of Princess Kate wearing these same boots. Like, they're really nice apparently. Who knew? I watched them just sit there in the bins for the entire rotation, then I grabbed them just to look them up, and I was like, huh, these sold within a day for $80, which is awesome. So now you know, do not sleep on Le Chameau. It looks really posh, and it is very posh. $80, we made $64 on Poshmark after it took its fees. $2 into them, $64 net profit. Amazing sale. Then we have this Madewell flutter sleeve dress. This one I literally listed probably like last week. It's taken me months to list it. And this is another thing that's giving me helpful insight into my business, is that if something requires work, this one required measurements because there was no size on it. If something requires me to look into it, clean it up, or do any sort of project on it, I'm so much less likely to get it done in a timely manner. And I feel like I'm learning that about myself more and more. And so I'm just leaving things behind more often that I would normally want to pick up and do some work on, because this took me like 3 months to get to the point where I just took measurements of it and guessed a size. Isn't that crazy? So that one is not sold yet. Then I just sold this one the other day. This is the Free People, a vintage summer linen dress. It sold for $55. We made $49.21. It sold on eBay. And again, that took me, months to get listed because it's a hard one to figure out what it was, but also it just was not an easy thing to list for me, but it did sell pretty quickly once I got it listed. And then another coat that has not sold is the vintage blue North Face jacket. Again, these are listed pretty high. I have a couple more North Face pieces coming up. They were listed pretty high, but this one is vintage, and also North Face in general does really well for me. So I think as we head into the colder months, those will sell, and hopefully this is giving you guys great insight too for your own businesses. This next piece is something that sold, but I think it's because it's Harley Davidson, and the summer is a great time for Harley Davidson pieces in general and anything that people are going to be wearing while on their motorcycles, which, I mean, this is the most ideal time to be riding motorcycles. And it was this Harley Davidson nylon bomber jacket. This was an amazing find. It was such a cool pickup, and it was in a great size too. I think it was an XL. It sold within a few days for $100. I think it sold on eBay, and so $84.90 is what we made after the fees were taken. But that was a really fast sale. It was a really cool jacket, really unique. And again, I think because I was in the right season for this one, it sold when people were just starting to get back into biking weather. Another more recent sale is this Brooks Brothers suit, which I kind of was on the fence about picking up, only because the suit jacket was a different size than the suit bottoms. And sometimes I feel like it gets into very specific territory of who can actually wear those suits if they're in two different sizes. But it did sell for $52 not too long ago on Poshmark, and we made $41.60. So I'm happy with that sale. Anything over $50 from the bins, I count as a huge win, but it did take a little bit of time, and I also was a little nervous. I think if it would have been the same size, it would have sold a little quicker. Then we have two coats back to back. This one is the blue North Face puffer jacket that I found hasn't sold yet. And then this one is the Levi Strauss trucker jacket, which is so cute. It's in a size, I think, 3X. It's amazing. Also hasn't sold yet. Makes sense to me. They're both jackets. Then another good sale was this pair of Bekahs. They're the white Esplar sneakers. Again, I cleaned these up. I used a magic eraser, and I was kind of skeptical about picking these up, but I love Bekahs, and these sold for $68 on Poshmark. We made $52.38 after the fees, which is amazing. So that's $50 net profit, which I think is awesome. Number 24 is a pair of Kelsey Dagger boots that were like knee high. I did all of the research into figuring out what they were, and I looked them up and everything. And then as I was going to put them away, I found a big hole, like all the leather had just torn apart, like on the calf. And I hadn't recognized that even when I was taking pictures. So I ended up having to trash those. So even though I found them, paid for them, did all the work to list them, I had to delist that pair of boots from all of my sites. And I just ended up, I think I might have donated them, I'm not sure. But those I did not feel confident in listing. So that was the one kind of a lost sale of this whole thing, is something that I found a flaw in later. And that happens to all of us. I'm always finding flaws once I get home. If that happens to you, don't feel bad. It happens literally all the time. Number 25 is a pair of really cute shoes. They were from Saludos, and they're these embroidered sun and moon little sneakers. I think they're so cute. Those have not sold yet. Neither have this pair of boots. They're these Michael Kors boots. These kind of like wedge, kind of tall leather boots. I think they're really cute. Again, more of a fall and winter type of boot. So those have not sold. But this pair of boots has, it was a pair of Allen Edmonds 5'2", 5'6", kind of these like Chelsea style boots with this really intricate like scroll work on the leather. And these sold within, I think, 2 days of listing them for $75. So $75 on Poshmark. We made $60 and I paid $2. So $58 net profit on those. And again, must I remind you, for literally everything in this haul, I paid $62. If this is not making you want to go to the Goodwill outlet, I don't know what will, because you can just find such great things. You do have to look, and it can be tedious, but also though, sometimes you find amazing, amazing pieces. Like this one, this is a green North Face jacket. It was a piece that had that interior jacket too, so it was a 3-in-1 jacket. Really nice, probably cost hundreds of dollars new. This hasn't sold yet. Again, I think I'm seeing a trend in that all of these jackets are not selling in the middle of summer, which shocking, but also I have sold some jackets, just not these ones in the middle of summer. And then the next piece was a pair of Palladium boots, which sold on eBay for $30. This is the lowest sale of the entire haul, so maybe I shouldn't have picked these up. Although $30 is still good. I paid $2 for these. Made $27.09 after the fees, so $25 is actually really good. It just, in comparison to everything else, doesn't feel as amazing. We have another really nice pair of shoes, this Vince Addy Peep Toe Pumps, kind of like booty looking shoes. They have not sold yet. I feel like that's more also of a fall look. Then a pair of shoes that sold, I think within a day for full asking price, was this pair of Peloton bike shoes. They were a good size. I think they were women's size 8, but Peloton shoes, at least for me, have been turning around very fast. These sold for $65 on Poshmark, and we made $52. So $50 of net profit is really great, and they were really, nobody else wanted them, so it worked out for me. The next pair of shoes is something I went back and forth on. I didn't know if they were intentionally distressed, if they were supposed to look the way they did, but I decided to go with it because this kind of look is really popular, and that would be this pair of Bed Stew. They're cobbler clover riding boots. They were this distressed leather. It looked like somebody was riding horses in them. Really cool pair of boots. Definitely had a lot of wear on them. Even with all the wear, they sold for $55 on Poshmark. I got a 5-star review, and they said that they were absolutely obsessed with them and loved the look of them. So I feel like it was kind of that more intentionally distressed look. But either way, it sold for $55. We made $44, so $42 net profit, which I think is amazing, especially for a pair of boots that nobody else wanted to pick up because they thought that the distressing kind of took away from their value. But knowing brands and knowing when distressing might actually add value is also helpful. And Bed Stew is one of those brands that I've been finding more and more often, mostly only in the bins, and I love picking that up so much. Then we have this Peruvian Connection alpaca sweater vest, which hasn't sold yet, but again, it's alpaca and it's a sweater vest and it's like 90 degrees outside right now. Also, my air conditioning got fixed, praise the Lord, because it has been hot out. So that's amazing. And then we have another pair. Then we have another coat. Okay, it's an Athleta Girls Snow Day jacket. It hasn't sold yet. It's literally a black parka coat. So like, I think that makes sense to me. And as I mentioned, half of these things have sold, half of them haven't, but wait until you hear the profit at the end of this video. If you can tell, most items in here have been selling for over $50. And so our profit on this haul with only 20 items, only half of the items sold, is absolutely insane. So the Athletic Girl jacket hasn't sold, but this pair of Echo men's leather street tray shoes sold for $55. These sold on eBay, so we made $46.62, $2 into them, $44 net profit. Absolutely amazing. And then again, just like the Tory Burch shoes I have not listed, this pair of Danner boots I've also not listed. So I don't know if I had to do some cleaning on these and they just have not been taken care of yet, but this is another reminder for me to go and look for these pieces because a pair of Danner boots and a pair of Tory Burch shoes are nothing to sneeze at, and I kind of think that they would do really well. So I definitely have to look for those. Not listed. Love that for me. So good. So now I have 2 pieces here that are not listed. This Oriani bag, I think I might have donated this because it smelled too much like smoke. I can't remember for sure. I don't have it though. It's not listed. It's not sold anywhere in my notes. So that's not good. And then this pair of Nike vintage golf shoes, I just took pictures of. They just got into my drafts because I had to do some cleaning on them. Shocker. It took me months to do it. They're not listed, but they should sell for over $100. And then this Adidas unisex kids Rocket Marvel shoes also have not sold. So those 3 pieces are not listed or have not sold. But the very best piece from the entire video, But this pair, okay, so this is the highest sale from this whole video, and it's not the one I would have expected. Both of those Coach bags sold for $115 and $110, so over $100. Amazing. This was a pair of shoes. They sold it on Mercari, and Mercari's new policy is that when you sell something on Mercari, there's no selling fees. So this was not only the highest sale, but I also had the highest amount of profit from this. And it was this pair of Mark Nason tan suede leather boots. They sold for $125 on Mercari, and I made $125 on Mercari, which I'm very pleased with. Paid $2 for these, so $123 of net profit is absolutely insane. Very happy with that pair of shoes. And this is the second pair of Mark Nason boots that I found in the bins that have sold for over $100. And I've seen Mark Nason like sneakers and things at regular Goodwills, but their boots do really well and have been selling really high for me. So that's a good brand to know. So 40 items. I've sold 20 of them. 20 of them are either not listed or not sold yet. And then we paid $62 for all these items. Now here, let me hit you with the big numbers. Let me hit you with the facts. For all of these pieces, all of the sold pieces, so this is only half of the haul, okay? $62 into it. I have made in total sales $1,319, which is really exciting. It's got to be one of my best hauls of all time, especially since I have the half of the haul still yet to list and also to sell, which is amazing. When we take out my cost of goods, that's $62, my total profit that I made from all of these items so far, halfway through, is $1,027.87. So we're looking at over $1,000 of net profit. But then again, these are all amazing pieces. Not every haul is like this, but I do expect by the end of selling the other pieces that I have from the same video, I'm expecting this all to be over $2,000 of sales for sure, which is really amazing, seeing as how I only spent $62 to get $2,000 of sales. I love that. It's really the reason why I do what I do. And this is all just from one video that I've shared with you guys 3 months ago. So if you guys want to see more videos like this where I take a look back and tell you what things I've actually sold from them, how much they sold for, let me know, because I think it's really fun to do and fun to learn. But I want to make videos that you guys want to see. So let me know what you guys thought. Also, give today's video a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this. And if you feel like I've earned your subscription, if you've enjoyed watching any of my videos, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It is really the best way to support my channel. And it's also free for you, so that would mean a lot to me. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.